All right, week 11's in the books. Daru just said, have a great show. I'm going to have a great show. Thank you very much. We love you. Happy early birthday to our guys here. We're in studio. It's freezing. It's Los Angeles. It's all happening. I got my coffee, and we got a Texans big win in Dallas last night, and some history being made around the league that we're going to get into. Shawne Merriman, legend, going to be here. We're going to talk about Lights Out brand. We're going to talk maybe a little MMA. You'll teach me a thing or two. And this Chargers team is amazing. Speaking of Chargers, how about Quentin Johnston? Tall drink of water. Also, a touchdown scorer, 6 in the last 8 games. I'm so excited to get to know him a little bit better. Last year when he was a rookie, the Chargers wouldn't let me talk to him. They were like keeping him under wraps. He was some secret thing, and now all of a sudden he's the biggest star of 2024. Let's do it. I know it's Johnston with a T. Did I say Johnson? I did? Oh, the whole control room was having a field day. Quentin Johnston, of course, 6'4", out of TCU, unbelievable. And Jim Harbaugh loves him. They got the Harbaugh Bowl coming up. If we look at the slate before we go to Monday Night Football, the slate for Week 12 is pretty nice here. Steelers at Browns kicks it off on Prime. We do have that Harbaugh Bowl as the wrap-up to Week 12 on Monday. Thanksgiving week kicks off with a brotherly affair. Harbaugh Bowl. We'll talk to Quentin Johnston about that. We will talk to Shawne Merriman about that, maybe some other defensive things going on around the league. What's it like to not have Patrick Queen for that one? Which defense is better right now, Ravens or Chargers? Weird question for 2024. And then we've got everything in between. Lions at Colts. Colts feisty. We'll talk about them and dig into the show. And we got to get to the Lions side of things. We're going to dish out some love to our guys with the Lions, Kirby Joseph included. Okay, got a little bit of a weird one last night. Things were, I mean, figuratively, but quite literally falling apart. Every news show's taking a whack at this. Why don't we do it too? Parts of the roof coming down. Before the game, Jane Slater was all over this. NFL media fame, love her. Shout out to you, beautiful lady. The Cowboys tried to open it up for the first time in 2 years, I guess. They thought this was the night. Let's do it. No more talk about curtains. Let's pop the lid off this thing. They hung tough into the fourth quarter. Injuries. There were some mistakes, and it fell from the roof. It fell apart. Texans, they run away with it. Kind of sad because this was supposed to be this Battle of Texas. We were, in store for some fireworks. It's kind of a long night. Dak and C.J. Stroud meeting together. That'd be really fun. The Diggs brothers. People love, especially the networks, they love these brotherly things going on. We love the McCourties and the Harbaughs and the Watts and the Bosas and such. But we thought we were going to have that. But, it was kind of a snoozer for me, to just being honest here. But there are a couple things we should make note of, and here's what they are. For one, the passing game did not look all the way back yet. It still took a lot of mixing with his 153 yards and 3 touchdowns, but there were some positive signs from CJ, from the receivers. It didn't look like completely where I would feel comfortable with it being, to think this is the contender that I thought they'd be in August-ish, but I don't know. Seeing Nico Collins do this was amazing, going 77 yards, outrunning the entire Cowboys defense on the first play of the game. That was a tone setter. He's been out for 5 weeks with the hamstring injury, and it opened up the offense for CJ. Of course, him being back, that didn't work out, but there's an exciting little moment. It shows you what this team is capable of. CJ had 257 yards, the most he's thrown for in a month. He needs Nico. They worked well together. They have the chemistry. There were some lulls in the middle of the game from this group. I'll call them lulls lightly because I love football. I know that it's precious, but I think we're going to hopefully see CJ really start rolling soon. And with the win, the Texans do have control of the AFC South. They're getting plus 900 odds to go to the Super Bowl over on FanDuel Sportsbook. They beat the Bills earlier in the year from this list, but we won't get a chance to see how they stack up against some of these other guys for another month. They get the Chiefs, Week 16. That's on a Saturday, wonky. And then there's a quick turnaround for them. I don't know, that's not really lucky for them, but they play the Ravens on Christmas Day, just a few days later, with Beyonce as the halftime show. How about that? That'd be nerve-wracking if I was on either side of that team. But what a way to spend your Christmas down there in H-Town with, she's going to sing that Texas whole, This Ain't Texas, whatever song to open up. That's going to be really fun. Really, really fun. We'll get to that, I'm sure, at some point. Somebody will decide to put that on our show. But That's not up to me. Let's talk about the Dolphins. Top of the AFC is getting more interesting by the second, and the wild card race is pretty poppin' right now. Let's talk about it. Let's take a second, though, to talk about a few teams that sort of helped their chances this morning, and that starts with the Dolphins. Miami not dead. They are thriving right now. They follow up a Monday Night Football win over the Rams last week with a truly dominant performance. Say what you want about the Raiders. Tough to get wins. They're a tough out, and they feel like they're getting back to the energy that we saw throughout training camp, of course, when they're melting in the humidity, but also just last year. Tua looks good. He feels confident. You can tell 77% of his passes completed, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns. First 3-touchdown game since October of last year. In a year, his first 3-touchdown game. We love it. A turkey just in time for Thanksgiving. It wasn't the kind of fireworks show we've seen out of this offense at times. Hard to run an offense any more efficiently than Tua and McDaniel did yesterday. Look at this. Feast your eyes. The Dolphins ran 30 plays. They ate nearly 17 minutes off the clock on their first 2 drives alone, setting the tone for a day that saw them score 34 points without a single punt. No turnovers to be found. The Raiders' defense, they literally could not get them off the field. They could not. I don't know. I'm going to be a little hyperbolic here. I don't know if I've ever seen a drive chart like this in my life. This is a beautiful drive chart, a thing of beauty. Mwah! Tommy DeVito. Mwah, 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 mwah. You want to see, I need some excitement in my life. I want to see a couple more explosive plays, quick strikes, come back if you're Miami, but it's hard to be upset with this. They're 4-6. They're so alive, though, you guys. Like, they really are. They're a game and a half back of the Broncos, who, as we know, are absolutely going to the playoffs, but they're right there for a final AFC wildcard spot. Kind of a long shot, plus 330, looking at the schedule here. They only play 2 teams currently with a winning record down the stretch. I said winning record. Winning record. If they beat the Patriots on Sunday, and I don't know if they will because the Patriots, I have no idea what to make of them. If you look at that Thanksgiving game at Green Bay, that Miami-Green Bay game gets real interesting as you're eating your turkey and getting your tryptophan in. Do they beat the Patriots? As I said, that's not a bet I would ever take. You can do everything you want to do. Bet your little heart out over on FanDuel Sportsbook. I would not bet against or for the Patriots. You never know what you're going to get. We want to give love to the Colts. Colts, I apologize to you for not mentioning you and not having time in yesterday's packed program here on Up and Adams to revel and savor the dramatic comeback win over the Jets that's keeping you in the thick of it in the AFC. A game back of the Broncos. They're getting plus 156 odds to get into the playoffs. Oh, I like it. Shortest odds of any team, by the way, currently outside of the playoff picture. Even more important than all of this was the star, the should-be biggest star in the National Football League, Anthony Richardson. He gets back. He's facing some adversity. He has in his days here in the good old NFL. He returns from his benching with the best game of his young career, and I'm not exaggerating. Best game of his young career. 272 passing yards, completion percentage, 3 total touchdowns, passer rating, all setting new career highs for him. And while it still wasn't a very clean game, a couple fumbles in there, a couple mistakes, he wanted the reverse. I get it. I was impressed. I was impressed, especially with what he was able to do with the game on the line. Big spot, big moment for AR, and here is his. AR beat the other AR. He ended the Jets season. They have a 1% chance, 1% chance. I think we're talking to Devontae Adams this week. 1% chance, we'll see. Let's hear from the guy who we heard was an absolute genius, and I really liked hearing what Shane Steichen had to say about his quarterback. Very cutesy after the game.
I think obviously he had the chance to sit back and see it from a different perspective. And again, he was putting in the work and progressing in that way, and he was ready to roll today. I just said, phenomenal job, man. Keep it going. Keep preparing the right way every week, man. You keep doing what you're doing, man. It's going to be special.
Okay, the benching happened, and people were trying to trade him. I mean, it might have been the best possible move for his development, honestly. He wasn't playing well. More importantly, he wasn't playing his way out of the slump. That's what we needed to see. Steichen saw it. He recognized it. Ballsy decision. Could not have been hard. But he said, listen, we're going to hit the hard reset here. We're going to blow into the VCR, clear it out. Do you even know what that is, Kat? Blowing into the VCR?
I'm figuring there's probably some dust in there that you
Blowing into the VCR or blowing into the Nintendo? No? God, what's it like to be you? God, that's so crazy. That's wild. Wild. I don't even know what I was saying here. What was I saying? Oh, he said reset. We're going to figure this out. And I don't think it's a coincidence that he came out of it with the career game of his life. This is like on Steichen. What a good decision by Steichen. The world's against it, blah, 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 blah. Now, I mean, this isn't like an elixir. The magical problems, the problems aren't magically solved. But he's got the Lions. Oof. The Lions coming to town next week. They're trying to keep it alive. But I liked the step. It was a good one, an encouraging direction. We will take a break right now. We're going to get into, I want to see more of this. We want to go through the slate, see what's going on this week. We are on a Tuesday show. I'm ready to flip the page and move forward. Let's do it. Vikings at Bears. Hamilton should be a good one. I mean, Niners at Packers is the one.
Yeah. The Niners season pretty much right there.
5-5. Do they make the playoffs? Do they miss the playoffs? Do they close out a freaking game? Let's go. Is George playing?
That's what's going to be the big key in that one, I think.
I love saying George. I think one of my biggest life regrets is I never dated a George. I love, you know why I like saying it? I like how George. It's a sexy name. George is a great name. And you know who says George best? Julia Roberts. Whenever she says George, it's like so sexy. I love how she says it. I love how it sounds. Whether it's George Clooney or I think there's a George in my best friend's wedding. There has to be a George. What's her best friend's name, the guy that works at the newspaper with her? Not from Brown University, not Dermot Mulroney.
Asking the wrong person.
Pour the line. I do it good. Yo! Fist for the win! Another dub. Yo! Man, y'all know the vibes, man.
It's been a long awaited time for this game and for this win.
I was giving the old Steph Curry.
Hey, that's a hell of a job, man.
We called this.
It wasn't pretty, but we just kept fighting.
And we fight, and we fight.
And we finished.
Gritty win.
We will never, ever apologize for winning this league.
Give each other a high five. That was a signature win right there. Well done.
Well, that was fun.
All right, we got hot action for Week 12. We're going to talk a little bit more about last night's game with Shawne Merriman. And we have Quentin Johnston on the program. Excited about that. Big Chargers show. We should have put that Chargers helmet. Kat, we should have blown in the VCR and the Nintendo and changed the helmet around. But I don't know, are we burying the Bengals? Likely story. We're going to get to all of that, lots of storylines, but it's time to dish out some atta boys. This is when we like to give love, things that aren't talked about enough. We'll have, of course, underreactions happening at some point this week as well. But I love the moms that tweet. First of all, an atta lady to the T. Higgins mom, to the Christian Watson mamas out there who are so ride or die for their kids, out loud and proud, and both had monster games. Let's zero in on the Packer, though. Christian Watson, monster game in Chicago. 4 grabs, 150 yards. That is efficient. That is big play work. Look at you're watching that. This is insane. Okay, great dive. He gets up and runs for 60 yards. Look at that diving catch. Atta boy. 150 yards. We're just for a career high, which is beautiful to see. They were the most we'd seen from a Packer since Devontae Adams himself back in 2021, first half of the season. Christian, there's been some adversity. He's had to tough through some tough times with injuries in his career, so we love to see this. Attaboy to him, attalady to his mom. And he did it against the Bears, which has to mean something, a little extra for them. I think that that team sort of loves it. They're stringing together some great stuff right now. Him specifically, Packers, by the way, game of the week. They are at home, Lambeau. Does he Lambeau leap it up against the Niners? They've got that playoff grudge match coming your way. So attaboy to him and attaboy to, we're going to double this up. We're going to do a quarterback and his receiver. Matthew Stafford, you OG, you madman, you. And Cooper Kupp, the bearded one. Rare to see one play make history for 2 players, so we're sick pups about that kind of stuff. We love to see it. In the shadows here. Oh my gosh, Stafford, this is his first one of the day. It's 2 Kupp, win over the Pats. This moves Stafford. It's the context that matters. Maybe not the most, amazing. Look at this, unbelievable. Stafford now is ahead of Eli Manning into the top 10 on all-time passing touchdowns. It moves Kupp ahead of Hall of Famer Crazy Legs Hirsch on the Rams' all-time touchdown receptions list. He threw it, he caught it. Kupp, Isaac Bruce, he's coming for you. He's behind only him now and Torrey Holt there. He's a-coming. The duo would connect 6 times for 106 yards. Another score on the day. Stafford tossed 4 touchdown passes in this one. So, atta boys. I'm seeing signs from this offense. They've got the Sunday Nighter. They've got the Eagles. By the way, that's Stafford's second game, guys, with 4 touchdowns in the last month. They're heating up. They're hopefully finding some consistency that I think they've been lacking for people to go really all in on them. But them getting those 8-2 Eagles with the Chris Collinsworth treatment, if they can keep this going and get a win, they'll be right back in the thick of the NFC playoff race. Finally, let's talk about those Lions. Dominant win, most lopsided win, an absolute blowout. And we got to say, atta baby, it's a friend of the show, Kirby Joseph. We saw this offensive extravaganza over the Jags. They ran him over. There was no looking back. But this play deserves an attaboy from your girl, okay? Kirby Joseph sprints to the sideline. He makes this. Oh, that is beautiful. A gorgeous interception. He manifests those. He's studying those. He says it's instinct, it's preparation, it's all of it. Poor Mac Jones there, because it was, Mac Jones should have clapped. It was so beautiful. But hang it in the Louvre. The spin. The full spin, the fighting off a tight end, Farrell, to reel it in. And, I know everyone, okay, calm the F down. They were up 42-6. Why does it matter? It matters because that pick, that one, that beautiful thing that you just saw right there, pushes our boy, Kirby Joseph, into the league lead with 7 interceptions, 7 picks on the season. You love it. He breaks the tie with our other boy, Xavier McKinney. So atta boy to Kirby Joseph for doing that. By the way, it wasn't the only milestone. I think these mattered. Remember he had all the game balls back there and all the stuff going on? That was Kirby's 15th career interception. I hope that ball joins the case, the stuff that he has in his room over there last time we interviewed him. He's the first safety, guys, to have 15 or more picks in the first 3 seasons since Ed Reed did it over 20 years ago. That is some Hall of Fame company right there. That is deserving of an extra attaboy. And Hamilton, shout out to you, Hamilton. Come on, if you can get on cam. You called this. You called this, I don't know, like 1 interception, 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions in. You said you texted me. We just saw in September, end of September, you said it's giving Ed Reed. And here we go, the manifestation come trueth. He's a beautiful player. He truly is a beautiful player.
He really is, and it's like the mental, like you said, the way he's able to read these quarterbacks is super special. And to see him have 5 interceptions since that moment when we talked to him has been really cool. Yeah, really cool and growing, and not fun for the Colts and Anthony Richardson, who are going to have to contend with him in Indy, where I think they can. I'm not going to make the joke. Let's go to break. Shawne Merriman on the program. Lights out, baby! Talk a little MMA. He'll tell me what I need to know. We'll celebrate the Chargers who are crushing it. Good times ahead. Hey, Ham. What's up? That's a great text. I didn't quite get it at first. I was like, why are you sending me this? And then I'm like, why are you pulling up receipts on me? But it was great. Okay, so Wicked. Are you in or out? I forget. These are the headlines. Wicked. Are you going to see it? I might go to see it. I was all over this when I started seeing the commercials, and now it's NBC News. Wicked fans have a message to moviegoers: don't sing along in theaters. I brought this up to you. This is going to be highly contended. Well, but then there's different layers, because the Taylor Swift theatrical release, everyone loved the vibe of everyone singing in the theater. And it's super, super fun. But if I'm going to the movie theater to see Wicked and I hear like a 12-year-old obnoxious, I'm livid. And then and that just gives license to everybody to do it. And at that point, I'm not going to see it. It's going to affect my experience in a negative way. Yeah. Somebody had a good point. Are these things you wrote down in the notebook, by the way? Like little I was just looking at some of the Wicked is so hot right now. You can't walk. I went to the mall yesterday for the first time in 10 years. It was a wild experience, and Wicked is everywhere. Like, absolutely can't, which is great marketing for them. Do you think is there like a contest? Will it outdo Gladiator? I have a hard time seeing it outdoing Gladiator. You think Gladiator 2 does better than Wicked? I will make you a bet. I don't know what the projections are. Maybe somebody in the control room can look it up. Wicked or Gladiator 2? Who reels in more? Really? Wicked is, I don't know. I think Wicked. I think Wicked promotion-wise. Yeah. 265 for Gladiator? Oh, 65. 65 for Gladiator, 80 for Wicked. I think the promotion on Wicked was nonstop and like permeated everything. We'll see though. That's a good bet. Yeah. If Gladiator 2 wins, I'll take another point away from you on Prop Shot. But I think Gladiator's gonna, if it comes out in this first weekend that these people are singing in the theater, you don't go to a Broadway show and sing along. You get kicked out. Why is it different when it's a musical on a movie? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be at all. I would be upset. Those are times that I wish I was Shawne Merriman, because I would just be like throwing people around. All it takes is one look. You don't even. Yeah. No, I know. Well, I would. Yeah, I would take it further. That's why people like me aren't allowed to have the gifts he has. All right, let's do this. Shawne Merriman, what a treat.
Who fresher than me? Who fresher than me? Nobody, most definitely. Who fresher than me? Who fresher than me? Nobody, and you get what you see. Who fresher than me? Who fresher than me? Nobody, most definitely. Who fresher than me? Who fresher than me? Nobody, and you get what you see.
A true GOAT. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I saw him at a Chargers game not long ago. He was certainly there to witness the win. Amazing game Sunday night against the Bengals. Joining me now, 3-time NFL All-Pro, founder of Lights Out Xtreme Fighting, Lights Out brand. We'll get into all of this. Shawne, you are a mogul, and the Chargers are really hot right now. How does that feel?
I don't know which one I like more. I'm gonna go with the Chargers, to be honest. I think it's a fun time. Not just for me, but the team, especially like the excitement. Like Kay, you saw it when you went there. Like that stadium felt different, right? Yes. You talking to the fans around, like the energy in that building, that stadium, that team is different. So I'm happy because everybody's off of their back, right? Because this last couple of years, they can't get over the hump, and the Spanos and the team is cheap. They're not going to go pay for a coach. Well, they did all of that. They went out there and got the coach they wanted, and it's paying off.
Fourth quarter, were you nervous? The word chargering comes to mind. I said that phrase is extinct almost. It's certainly endangered. Were you nervous, or are you so convinced this is the different makeup of this team culturally?
Honestly, I wasn't nervous at all. And that game, if it was the last 3 years, they would have lost. The last several years, they would have lost that game. But there you go. You got somebody at the top that know what they're doing. Then instill confidence throughout that team. If you look on that sideline, those last few drives, there was nobody hanging their head. There was nobody panicking. There was no change in attitude when it came down, when the time was on the line. And that comes with preparation, man. Like, those guys, they're out there just playing fast. They're having fun. That's the biggest thing that I think everybody's kind of like missing over. They are having fun for the first time in the last several years. They didn't look like they were having fun last year at all.
Okay, so fun matters. I love hearing that. Outside of Jim Harbaugh, who clearly brings that, and he's, sort of a very fascinating guy, but people love him. All of the credit's going to him. Like, it's all, and maybe it should. I'm curious if you would say or want to highlight the great Shawne Merriman. What else deserves credit for this huge change in such a short period of time outside of Jim Harbaugh's effect?
That defensive coordinator mentor.
Let's go.
I mean, he honestly, selfishly, I want him to stick around for some more years because I know how good he's been. Good
luck.
But he's gone. I mean, he's a guy that came in and instantly turned around these attitudes, instantly turned around how these guys fly to the football. And let me tell you, he reduced his playbook where it's simple and guys are going out there making plays and playing fast. Last year, that wasn't the case. It was just way too much on the plate where most of the time guys wasn't even ready to line up and the ball was getting hiked and they were still trying to figure out what in the hell was going on. And so you see these guys now just going out there playing fast. No one's second guessing themselves. No one's trying to figure out what pre-cap or pre-snap read, what side is it going to, what's the strength down, what do I do? Guys are playing fast, and some of the best coaches want you to go out and do just that. Just simplify the playbook, go out there, let's line up and play football. And I play for some of the best coaches, and they all coach the same way. Play fast, and we can figure everything else out after that.
What was the tailgate like? Tell me about Lights Out Brand. You were there in the lots. I'm sure the energy was insane, it being flexed to a Sunday night game against Joe Burrow. What was it like?
It was insane. So I launched my 60-minute live tailgating show for Lights Out Sports.
Let's go.
TV. So we're out 2 hours before kickoff, and it was insane. Like that, the walking out there. And let me tell you, like when you have a night game, that gives a lot of more drinking during the day. Normally in the morning people show up and they let the gates open at 8 o'clock, and they kind of start setting up their tailgates, their booth. Man, they were out there all day, and that thing was on fire. You guys got to go out there, download Lights Out Sports TV, check out the Ultimate Fan Zone, and we get a chance to do it again Monday night.
The great thing about you is, and I was telling everybody on my crew, I mean, there's a lot of great things about you, Shawne. But when I ran into you the other week, you are so in it. Like, you really are taking over the content space. You're talking about platforms and streaming, and you're not like paying somebody or like delegate, like you're in it, you are in charge of it. Why are you so interested in that?
I think okay, you know how it is, man. Like we've been around TV for a long time, and so I've always had these ideas of being creative. I've always had these ideas of wanting to build something that was a lot bigger than what I had going on. And outside of the MMA with Lights Out Xtreme Fighting, I was like, the streaming is where it's at. Yeah. And, being in TV for so long and having these ideas, I get a chance to execute. Like this Ultimate Fan Zone show, nobody really looked at that to get closer to the fans. Everybody can watch a football game, but how many people can watch the tailgates? And so that was something important to me to start launching. And we got so many other things. We got the East-West Shrine Bowl practices coming up. We got exclusive rights for that. Talking to Snoop's Youth Football League right now. So like really, really cool and creative stuff. And it's fun when you run the show because then, you don't have to call 3 people to go get clearance and just one idea to get shut down.
Well, that's the thing. Not everybody can do it because you're making it sound easy and you're like, oh, yeah, we just have like a legend from the opposing team. And like, who's like, sorry, I can't go call Ray Lewis and be like, can you be here for Monday Night Football? Like you make that stuff happen. You getting the Shrine rights. I'm like, what, who are you, Roger? Like what's going, it's amazing what you're doing. Amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And it is most of the time you picking up the phone. It is other people responding and then helping out. So that's always a good thing, man. We got a good crew of people that can support you the way I've been supported.
Some people talk about it. You are all about it. I love that you brought up Minter. We'll see. I mean, if they like go really far, when Dante Whitner said they're going to the AFC Championship game, if that happens, like Minter, there's a world where he's bought in and like wants to stay and win a Super Bowl eventually. There's definitely that chance. So we're not saying bye to him. But the defense has to take you back to your glory days, right, Shawne? Like it's got to. Like I want to talk about Thule. He's having an insane year off the edge, if you can talk about it. 7 sacks in the last 4 games. What have you noticed about how he continues to improve?
He has momentum. And I tell people, especially the younger guys, I say sacks come in bunches. Do not get upset if you go a game or 2 without a sack, because that next game, it can easily be 2 or 3 sacks. But right now, you see he's playing with an extreme amount of confidence. And you starting to see him coming to his own. If you watch him last year, there were flashes. There were flashes of him going out making these plays, but then he'll kind of disappear for a series or 2. And now he's constantly got his foot on the gas. He could be a guy that's a double-digit sack guy from this point out. And whenever Joey Bosa decides to retire or move away from the game, this guy's going to be a long time. I know Khalil Mack is getting up there in age, but he's still very effective. But when you got a guy like Thule, you feel very, very good on the defense side of the ball that you got somebody who can still get after the quarterback.
When you see big hits, you decide whether Lights Out Xtreme Fighting should sign up the fighters. It's like my favorite bit. It's great branding by you. I should have known the mogul thing was in the making years ago. Here, I want you to look at this clip. Here's Thule. He's getting a clean hit on Joe Burrow. As a Bengals, it's hard to watch. Do we sign him up? Did you see this?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely sign him up. The only thing is you got to watch out for Joey Bosa's leg, because when I saw that, I was like, no. Okay, all right, no problem. But yeah, man, he is explosive. I'm 100% signing him up. But this guy, man, he has landed big hits left and right. He has a headache to offensive coordinators and quarterbacks right now in the offensive line. And he's going to be a headache for a long time. That's the good thing about him. He's young. You starting to see him use his hands a lot more, coming off the edge, going up and under guys. He's just more confident in his capabilities now. He's only going to get better.
Did you see there was a play? There was a double fumble last night. I'm going to show it to you. I don't know if you saw it live, but it's Derek Barnett getting the sack, the strip. He recovers a second fumble after Tyler Guyton tries to run with it. What do you make of this?
Yeah, I'm not signing this one up.
That's pretty incredible, though.
I'm signing him up for making that play. But he's another one, man. Look at his dip, rip, and then him staying active. Most guys, they can do that, the sack, strip, force fumble, and then turn around and look and still have the wherewithal to know and the awareness to get back there. I'm signing him up for sure.
Love that. Your teammate, LaDainian Tomlinson, I love seeing you guys be so supportive around the team. And by the way, shout out to some of the people in that building who've been through, obviously, the bright moments with you two, but then some real, a move, a this, a that, some down years, some like revolving door. Like, aren't you so happy for that office? Like for those people who you love and you go hang out with sometimes? It's amazing.
It is. It's the best feeling, because those years could be dark, especially when you had the years we had and you go several years without, being that team that everybody knew and loved. And also, too, just the outside noise coming from, everyone else about the organization, and they can't get over the hump and they can't do this. And I'm happy for everybody in that building, especially the ones that's been there for a long time, man, because they've been through it.
What was so funny about LaDainian Tomlinson in this video that you're cracking up?
So when I saw it the first time, not years ago when it first came out, we all thought it was like this thing's been out for like 14 years, if not longer. It's been out forever. So when we saw it, we lit LT up in the locker room. We had it like playing full screen, full blast. And, it was alumni night. It was alumni night Sunday night. And so all the guys came back and we saw that. We were like on our hands and knees crying, laughing, because we haven't seen it until now, right? And so this generation of Charger fans and everything else, they see it like, what is that? And I'm up in the suite. Okay, I'm crying, laughing.
We heard. We were all laughing watching it. We should have it's so funny to you.
It's hilarious because we all thought it was a spoof, and so now these new Charger fan base got a chance to see it, and you heard people in the crowd like, what is that? What is that? And I couldn't even explain what it was because you hear my voice over the video. I was just laughing so hard I couldn't stop.
I don't know that I've ever heard you laugh quite. I'm like, my producer Garrett was like, he's cracking up. And I'm like, I don't know that I've ever heard him crack up, but we love that. The vibes are high. We'll get into the Harbaugh Bowl in a second, but there was a lot of fight news this past weekend. You're the perfect person to talk to. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, UFC 309 on Saturday. You've said that you want to see Aaron Donald in the Octagon. You are the founder of Lights Out Extreme Fighting. When you look around the league right now, I'm going to put you on the spot. This might be a tough task here. I need your list. I need a list from you. Five current NFL players you think would translate or that you'd want to see or support taking a part of MMA.
I'm gonna start with Khalil Mack. He's
so scary.
Yeah, and you're right. He is a scary human being, but he's a typical guy. He walks around about 260. He can drop down to 240 and then be explosive, being able to move around, his coordination. And when I say that there's a lot of similarities between football and MMA and having an explosive off the line of scrimmage, it's explosion in those punches because you're still using your legs too. So I'm going to go Khalil one, Roquan Smith. I'll go with him next because he has that dog in him. He has like that old school mentality of a guy just like flying around. Reckless abandon with his body. You know he don't mind taking a punch and giving one out. I'll go 3. I'll go with Myles Garrett.
Okay.
And I told Myles this because he trains during the offseason. He boxes during the offseason. I said, man, we gotta go get some work in. We gotta go get some rounds in one of these days. Freaking nature. And if he ever decided to take up MMA and got his ground game, I don't think anybody is stopping this dude. I'll go with TJ Watt. TJ Watt is number 4. And the reason why I like TJ Watt is because his length, his arms, and his legs. If he learned how to just strike like a Muay Thai style, like no one can get close to him because his range is so crazy. And by the way, he can absolutely drop some weight and become even more agile, even more more of a explosive, nimble. Like if that dude, those long arms and legs get around you, you're done. Just forget about it. And last but not least, and I think that most people will know that this is expected because we've seen him fight on the fields. My little bro, DK Metcalf. I'm going with DK Metcalf at that 5th spot. I know he has a demeanor before. I used to joke with him a lot about actually signing him up one of these days. And he has that attitude. So it's one thing to have like the body frame, the style, and the range that can get in there. It's another thing to have an attitude. All 5 of these guys, they have that demeanor. They have that attitude. They can get in there and want to inflict pain on some people, and that's what the sport is about. So I'm going with those 5. If any one of those 5 ever came to me when they retired and say, "Hey man, I'm looking to take a fight," I am flying out to wherever they are, and I make sure I get the contract done.
Who would have the best? I saw a clip. This is probably the only clip I've ever seen. He literally did like a back kick and like kicked him in his his spleen. What even exists over here? What was that?
That is John Jones, and that was a
I know John
liver
Jones.
kick to Stipe.
But what did he kicked him like here, right?
Yeah, liver.
This is your liver,
that's a liver shot.
And then right away you're just done for the count.
Let me tell you, a liver shot, your body completely shuts down.
Yeah.
You can't stand up. I mean, your body, every part of your body just shuts down.
I mean, I've drank tequila before. I understand. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, it's your 3rd day of tequila. You haven't drank much water. You dehydrated, and everything locks up. That's what it feels like.
And he knew to kick him right. It was wild. He just went down right. I watched it 90,000 times. Okay, so we have those guys that you'd want. But you don't have any coaches on there, which I think is kind of rude. No coaches. So now we got the Harbaugh Bowl coming. Monday night, Week 12, Ravens Chargers. Who wins in an MMA fight, Jim or John?
I'm going with Jim.
Why?
I'm going with Jim, and I'm going to tell you why. Jim is a type, Jim Harbaugh is a type that you got to completely finish him off because he will keep coming forward. He will not stop. He's a crazy person, which I love. He will fight you until the finish. So even if you do have a couple good rounds against him, he is the type that will take all the punches, all the blows, and still keep coming forward. Those guys you do not want to be in the cage with. It does seem like John may have the strength He may have the power and some of these other things, but you can't be crazy. And Jim is definitely that, man. So I'm taking the crazy one in this.
I wonder if we can get the opinion of Quentin Johnston, who's standing by. Quentin, who wins in an MMA fight, your coach or John Harbaugh?
Yeah, I like his there, so I'm going to go with my
coach. the disrespect for John, guys. John's going to use this as motivation on Monday, you guys.
Hey, look, he can use his bullet. My coach. Yeah, he could use his bulletin board material, but I think John knows. John knows his brother more than anybody else. And look, you can't be crazy. Crazy don't stop. So I'm going with Jim.
Yeah, and then I'm still having nightmares about Khalil Mack in that Octagon. You putting him on your list. Can you imagine Quentin Johnston, Khalil Mack in the Octagon UFC?
Yeah, no, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy for sure.
That would be insane. I'm sure Shawne wants to say congrats on the incredible game season.
Look, not only on the game, on the season. I talked to Q before the season started when we were out there, we were kicking, and I was telling them, I was like, man, I knew he was supposed to have a good year, a big year, and it's helping me out because I'm circling up to everybody right now who was popping off and talking crazy and talking down. And I've been I've been on a nonstop. I need an apology to it because I told everybody, man, he's just he's come around, he's showing everybody what type of player he is, what type of person he is. And the really cool thing about Q, man, he's just getting started, and he's going to have a long, long, long career of just having these big games, big seasons. And I'm just, I'm happy for him, man, because I know that people are talking and saying negative things and down, and without him saying in your face, I can say in your face, and that, there's a lot more to come. And I'm excited about this team and excited about his future.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and such a young leader, his second year, and he's running the receiver room, which is amazing to see. We're going to talk to Quentin in just a little bit. Thank you. I like the smile on Quentin. You helped warm him up for me. I love that and appreciate it, Shawne. But I do want to get to your charity. Before we finish, you wrapped your 22nd annual Lights On Foundation. It's a coat drive. It's so important. Maryland gets real cold. It's with the University of Maryland. How can we help?
Yeah, we just wrapped up 22 years. It's crazy to even say that. 22 years is a long time at the University of Maryland, and they unfortunately lost against the Rutgers. But it was a great night. We collected a little under 500 coats. That puts us like over 35,000 coats or something like that over the last 22 years. So again, big shout out to DTLR, Little Blue Menu. By Chick-fil-A, who coming on giving gift cards to everybody who donated. Amazing. Next year we'll do it again. I want this thing going for another 22 years. I have my son, my 14-year-old son, Shawne Merriman, who's also coming top quarterback out of New Jersey, to come down and also pass on the legacy, man. I want this thing to be going on a long time after I'm gone.
It's really, really well said. Everybody can go and all over Shawne's socials to figure out how you can help. Ravens, Chargers, Monday night. Who has the better defense right now?
Well, I'm taking the Chargers, man. I just think that right now, the way they're playing the brand of football that nobody wants to play, and that's hit you in the mouth for 4 quarters. Ultimately, that's what happened in the Cincinnati Bengals game. They beat them up for 4 quarters. They were able, Ladd and those guys, at the end of the game, were able to pull one out. JK, big shout out to JK and all the injuries and doubt, obstacles and tribulations he had to get to where he is. 100% should be the comeback player of the year for everything he's overcome. And so they're just playing the brand of football that people don't want to play. And Mentor got those guys humming on all cylinders. That front seven is one of the best in the business.
I have a feeling Quentin is like, don't talk about Mentor. I think everyone's like, shut up about Mentor. Keep him a secret.
The cat's out the bag.
Yeah.
The cat's out the bag. But Kay, you said something though before. I think that Jim may be to convince him to stay no matter what. The same thing with the offensive coordinator from the Lions. He had an opportunity to go somewhere. He didn't. He realized that they got a mission to accomplish. And I hope Mentor's around to stay for a long time. And then obviously one day he'll get that shot at the head coaching job.
It's rare because you don't know if that one day is going to come. So it's very hard to, it's never the DC or OC's fault. Like, you got to take the job if it's presented to you. You can't blame anybody for taking it. But what you said is true, that Jim is the X factor there. Jim has his way of sort of massaging the conversation and maybe getting him to stay. But not if he shuts down Lamar Jackson, that'll be another story and hard to stop an NFL team from making an offer. Shawne, appreciate you so much. Thank you for saying hi to Quentin. I'm sure that meant a lot to him, and always great to see you're the best.
Same here. Make sure you guys download Lights Out Sports TV. Tons of free sports there. Big announcements coming as well. So make sure you guys tune in to Ultimate Fan Zone on Lights Out Sports TV. It's been massive.
We'll see you Monday night out in the lots.
Yep, you got it. I'll be there.
Amazing. Bye, Shawne. Appreciate you. Let's welcome in Quentin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring in superstar wide receiver for the LA Chargers. Breakout year. Congratulations. Such a great win over the Bengals. Quentin, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm okay. How's life for you? It's a lot better than me. I'm not 6'4", reeling in touchdowns from Justin Herbert every day.
Yeah, everything been cool. Obviously the season we've been having, makes everything a lot better when you win it for sure.
Huge win. Everybody's watching it. It's fun. Like Shawne was saying, the thing people aren't noticing or talking about is that this team is having fun. You were there last year. You're here this year. Is that true? And who gets the most credit for that?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's the main thing. Just coming in, day in, day out. Everybody having high energy throughout practice and just taking it to the game. And then I feel like that was starting with Coach Harbaugh from the first day he came in. That's kind of the I would say environment he wanted to create throughout the team, and it's been working.
But you're having this incredible season, 6 touchdowns on the year so far. That triples last year's total. You're blowing the numbers from your rookie year out of the water. Yeah. We can't put it all on Coach Jim, okay? We can't give him all the credit. What is working for you? What did you work so hard on in the offseason that this is working so well for you now?
Yeah, I feel like coming into the league, like everybody gets adjusted different. And obviously going through last year, I had a lot of ups and downs, but I kind of just took everything from last year as a learning experience, and I feel like my experience from last year kind of just pushed me harder, in the off season. Obviously just kind of working on the details of everything, and then obviously doing some stuff in the off season with Justin and some of the other receivers.
I think everyone knew. Do you know that when I went to Chargers camp, not this past season, but the season before, they wouldn't even let me talk to you. And I don't even, by they, I mean like Keenan and Mike were like, shh, he's our secret weapon, he's our whatever. But all I would hear is just wait, just wait, just wait. It is so, I feel like it was 5 years ago. It is so fun to watch it all come to fruition. And when I watch you, even before I saw you, pre-draft, before you were even drafted, I knew vertical threat. I think everybody watches or hears you or looks at your metrics or whatever. It's like he is the big, fast threat. But you are breaking people off out there. Can we look at, hopefully we have it, your route running. Why does it not get more credit? Your route running is insane. Crispy. Do you feel like it gets talked about enough?
I mean, if it does, if it doesn't, it doesn't, matter to me. All I can do is, keep playing my game, keep helping my team win.
Oh, Quentin, I hate that answer. I hate that because I feel like after some of your scores, people are like, how is he so open? How is he so open? And I'm sitting there like, you're open because you're running perfect freaking routes. That's why you're open.
Oh yeah, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, stuff like that. That's their job. That's their job to talk about. It's my job to keep playing football and scoring touchdowns for my team.
Oh, Quentin, this is so much fun because you're so humble, and I won't let you be. And this is a lot of fun for me. And Shawne, hyped you up, and so will I. Your touchdown. Please walk me. At least walk me through this. Indulge me, will you? 14-6, second quarter. Walk me through the play.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously on the play, I had a little over route, and then as a lot of plays go in football, it ends up turning into a scramble drill. So I kind of just have to be the first to react to Justin rolling out before the DB, and just find an open hole.
Do we have the celebration that back? You got some air on that back flip. Were you impressed by that? I was.
I was because I was thinking about doing it kind of a while back, but I've never done it in past before, so I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to land it all the way. So I kind of just took a chance right there because I really didn't have any dances in my head that came up to me. So
are you telling me this wasn't premeditated? You weren't in the locker room eating an Uncrustable, looking in the mirror, saying today's the day for this backflip? You just happened?
Nah, it was 100% spontaneous. If you go back and look at it, I kind of paused there for a minute. I was like, all right, what am I going to do?
Oh, I need to see that again. I would think that'd be something I'm like, are there mats? Is this soft? How's the grass? Like, I need to go check it out pregame. Can we see that touchdown again? The celebration? Possibly? Here, oh, there we go. Oh, we didn't see the beginning of it. But you didn't know that you were going to rock that. That's absolutely incredible. We got to get Herbert out there doing flips. Can Herbert flip?
I mean, if he can, he hasn't told us about it. So that's another secret he has that we don't know about. I'm not sure about that.
Have you learned something about Justin Herbert from your rookie year to this year? What's one thing that's sort of become more clear about your QB?
As far as his game, just that he's not only a passing threat, but he can also be a threat on his feet. I feel like that was a surprise to a lot of people this year.
It was fun. It's fun to watch him, JK, and it's so true. Shawne said it. You're affirming it. You guys are having fun. You have a smile on your face. We love to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the game-winning drive. Oh my gosh! Like as a fan, I'm just one of the best things you could ask for. It was insane. I saw you blocking for JK on that touchdown run. Did Justin say anything before the offense took the field?
No, it was kind of just the same message throughout the whole fourth quarter. We knew what type of game it was turning into, so we just had to keep a poker face and keep moving forward and trusting ourselves and trusting our coaches.
I mean, you guys just yanked the heart out of the Bengals. What did that feel like?
I mean, so it was amazing. I mean, we couldn't ask for a better feeling. Under that in that stadium with that crowd behind us and stuff like that. So the feeling was just electric all night.
What's the locker room like after that? What is the breakdown?
It was a full out party. I'm like as soon as I got to the locker room, like I heard yelling, music playing and stuff already. Coach Harbaugh was hyped. He gave a speech that got everybody hyped, and we were in there playing music for about 30 minutes after that.
I don't understand Coach Jim. Like, he's fascinating, he's funny, he's also serious. I always feel like I'm going to say the wrong thing a little bit. Like, what's the secret to him? Why, everyone loves him. What is the secret to him?
Just coming in with a positive attitude every day, and just really, I feel like from the beginning to now just constantly speaking life into the team, which we like a lot about him.
You had a great answer for reporters on Sunday. They asked you about Ladd McConkey, who's also coming along. He's a rookie. You talked about how his confidence benefits the team and you. It is very rare and very cool to have a sophomore, junior, senior, whatever, 10-year vet talk about a rookie in that way. Like to have the security and be like, I'm going to give love. It doesn't happen very often. It's very cool. But I am curious. You're a great teammate, good guy. I hear it all. What do you teach him? What have you given to Ladd McConkey? What do you think he'd say about you?
Yes, I was asked not too long ago. I feel like the main thing I could have only taught him was just how the speed of the game goes and how it's different up here. I feel like he was one of those guys that came in and got adjusted real quick. So I mean from day one he came in and got it on, which like I said kind of flows through the rest of the team. His energy, just his hard work and stuff that he brings into practice every day.
You seem to embrace him, as you just said. Did Keenan and Mike treat you the same way last year?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, 100%. I was real blessed to be a part of this team last year under those guys. Those are some guys that I'm gonna look up to from last year from the time I got here, and then just moving forward. How
do they affect you? Because it's got to be wild to come into the league. You're with them. A lot of changes happen. But really for you, I was thinking this morning on my drive into work, I was like, he came in and all of a sudden he's got these two. Keenan's loud and he makes really big presence. And then poof, they're gone. And you're this sophomore leader in there bringing in, Rice's kid and Ladd McConkey. What was that like?
It was a big change for sure. I mean, because obviously those are some vets that are real good and highly skilled at what they do. But I feel like last year they taught me a lot. They taught me a lot about football, on and off the field. And with them leaving, I just had to take everything they taught me, and then just keep moving forward, and then just welcome the next group with open arms.
Oh man, I hope you have a follow-up move. I don't know what you're going to do when you get in the end zone this week. Monday Night Football, home again against the Ravens. Yeah. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to get back to practice now.
And I'm sure you will. It's the Harbaugh Bowl. How much is it being talked about? What is Jim saying?
He hasn't said too much yet, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear about it throughout the week. I'm pretty sure this is a big exciting game for him. So we're happy for him.
Is he someone who brings it up and it'll be motivation for you, like do this for me, or will he be like, it's every other game, no big deal?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Second answer every other game. Keeping forward, treating this game just like any other game.
Oh, I hate that. I want him to be like, we have to beat my brother. We have to beat my brother.
Yeah. I mean, if it was me, I'd have sent out a teamwork message like, hey, like we got to keep my brother. But no, that's not the type of person he is. He might play around, but at the same time, like I said, he's gonna approach it just like any other week.
We're gonna play a quick game with you. It's gonna go real quick. It's called Down and Out. I'm gonna give you some scenarios. You tell me if you're down, if you're into it, or if you're out. Jim Harbaugh, who we just talked about, he has that famous RV. He's headed to your hometown of Temple, Texas, and he asks you to ride shotgun. Are you down or out on that road trip?
I'm down for sure.
What are you guys eating?
What are we eating? If we're going to my hometown, we got to find a barbecue place.
Love to hear that. Lad McConkey, he's from Georgia, the Peach State. He asks you to help him make a pie for the state fair. Are you down or out on baking in the kitchen? Are you a good cook?
I would be down, but it's gonna take me a minute. I'm all right. I wouldn't say I was the best.
We pick one up at a dessert shop with Jim on the way. I love that. No baking. Justin Herbert loves to fish, I hear. He decides to meet some big fish and swim with sharks. Are you down or out?
Definitely out.
That's love you for that. Nope, no chance. J.K. Dobbins, he's been known to frequent Mexico so he can learn more Spanish and brush up. He asked you to go on vacation to Cabo, but no English is allowed. Are you down or out?
I'll be down for sure, 100%.
Love that. He's a fun teammate, huh?
Yeah, it's my guy.
Yeah, he's a lot. He's a lot of positivity. I love him. Khalil Mack once starred in a DC Comics Black Adam promo. He gets a role in a new action movie. He finds a part for you. Are you down or out in co-starring in a movie?
Definitely down for sure.
Yes, I love to hear that. Last one for you. Joe Alt once designed a fidget spinner with a 3D printer. Joe Alt is wild. He decides to design some gloves. Are you down or out on testing his 3D printed gloves in-game?
I'm out.
You're out.
No.
You're out on that. Wow, you don't trust Joe Alt. Love that.
No, I'm not saying I don't trust Joe. I don't trust the 3D.
Look at you.
I don't know how to
Hey, you are a delight. It's so nice to finally meet you. See, Chargers is great. We're best friends now. Good luck against the Ravens. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Quentin Johnston, everybody.